Smoke and Chess by Samuel Duffield. We were sitting at chess as the sun went down, and he from his meerschaum's glossy brown, with a ring of smoke, made his king a crown. The cherry stem with its amber tip thoughtfully rested on his lip, as the goblet's rim from which heroes sip, and looking out through the early green, he called on his patron saint, I ween, that misty maiden, Saint Nicotine. While ever rested that crown so fair, poised in the warm and pulseless air. On the carven chessman's ivory hair, dreamily wandered the game along, quietly moving at even song, while the striving kings stood firm and strong, until that one which of late was crowned flinched from a knight's determined bound, and in sullen majesty left the ground. Reeling back, and it came to pass that, waiting to mutter no funeral mass, a bishop had dealt him the coup de grace. And so as we sat with reason still, of fate and of fortune, of human will, and what are the purposes men fulfill, for we see at last, when the truth arrives, the moves on the chessboard of our lives, that fields may be lost, though the king survives. Not always he whom the world reveres merits its honor or wins its cheers, standing the best at the end of the years. Not always he who has lost the fight rises again with the coming light, battles anew for his ancient right. Again, that was Smoke and Chess by Samuel W. Duffield. I am Matthew, picking and piping. Happy Sunday. I am smoking my Sunday pipe, my Sunday blend. Trying to get it stay lit. St. Bruno Ready Rub in my Radice 2019 Briar Blues Pipe of the Year. So that pipe poetry was for Yardism. And anyone else that likes to play chess, because I know Chad is a really big fan of chess. But there's a lot of people in the YTPC that like chess. I enjoy it. Not very good at it, but I enjoy it. So the purpose of my video today is to answer Chad's question, I think it was 13, about what we think is too much money, or how much do we think is too much money. Before I get into that, I just want to ask how everyone's doing. I hope you've had a good week. I have. It's been a good week. Been feeling a little bit better, and finally starting to turn the corner, I think, after my surgery 6 weeks ago. I also did a thing this week. Previously, I was driving around a 2008 Chrysler Town & Country. Had 130,000 miles on it. No air conditioning, no muffler, no rear wiper, and some other issues, to say the least. Finally, I traded it in. For a 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. I need a minivan because I got 5 kids and drive them around all over the place, especially once the school year starts with sports and everything. So that's exciting because I haven't had a newer vehicle, new to me at least, in years. But yeah, that was good. Also, I wanted to mention before I get into Chad's question, if you want a good coffee mug, if you like handmade stuff, beautiful artisanship, see Smoke Pipes and Pottery, Eric Weaver. Look him up on YouTube. He's got a website. I bought this mug for my wife because her birthday's next week, and she collects coffee mugs. She just has a whole bunch of them that she uses. They don't just sit around. And so I bought this for her that Eric made, and it's absolutely beautiful. She loves it. The craftsmanship, like I said, is tremendous, and I think I'm going to buy myself one too one of these days. So check out his pottery, check out his pipes too. He makes some beautiful pipes, especially some really great freehand pipes, so check him out. So yeah, without further ado, let's answer Chad's question. How much is too much money? Well, it's an interesting question. I think there's nothing wrong with people having enough money to live comfortably, to have a nice car, a nice house, to be able to provide for their family, food on the table, that sort of thing. And even some luxuries like take vacations and other activities that you can do. You know, do family outings with the kids regularly, go to baseball games, go to the amusement park. There's nothing wrong with living comfortably. I think the problem, and I'm going to take a biblical perspective on this, is if you have so much money or too much money that it becomes the focus of your life, like those possessions, that money, you know, trying to get more money, or just your focus becomes money and not on what's really important. And what is really important, the primary focus of our lives is our faith, is our family, the important things. And if we lose sight of that and become greedy or vain, Book of Ecclesiastes really talks about that. I read it at church last night. Vanity of vanities. All of these other things are vanity. And there's so many Bible verses about that, about it's easier for a poor person basically to get into heaven than a rich person, because oftentimes people that have a lot of money, it becomes a big focus for them, and they might lose sight of what's really important, like I said. So I think if you have not only money to be comfortable with, which is perfectly acceptable, but you have extra, it's important that you give to charities, that you give back to the needy. It could be family members, friends, whoever needs it, but that you really do focus on, you know, you tithe at church, you keep things in perspective. Because ultimately what's most important is our faith. When we die, we can't take our money with us, our possessions, our pipe collection, or our watches, or even all those 20 pounds of tobacco that we might have in our cellars. We can't take that with us. So what you can have is your faith, you know, and your soul goes on after death, and, you know, hopefully we all end up in heaven, but money doesn't help us get there. So I guess that's just my perspective on it. I can't put a number on how much is too much money, because it's probably different for everyone for that from that standpoint. I just think it's important for us to keep things in perspective, and, you know, especially give to the needy and give to other people. Like, and this YTPC is extremely charitable, very giving community. They really come to each other's aid, whether it's financially or just for prayers when we need it. And so I applaud the YTPC for that, and I applaud the people in this community for being so charitable, being so loving, and yeah, that's my take. So, hope you had having a good week. Have a good weekend. It's going to be hot here like everywhere else, but taking my kids to a friend's house for a bit of a picnic. And yeah, hope you all keep doing well. Stay safe, especially those of you affected with the heat or the flooding going on. Any illnesses, I'll pray for you guys. Pray for me. And yeah, take care. God bless.